Before Ghostbusters called themselves paranormal exterminators,
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Mickey, Donald, and Goofy did it first.
We're from the Ajax Ghost Exterminator Company.
Released just days after Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the Lonesome Ghosts brought Disney's most famous trio face to face with the supernatural and some pretty impressive visual effects. Hi, I'm Dennis. Classic Disney animation has always been one of my greatest passions, and west of Neverland is where I get to share these stories with you. Today we're heading back to 1937 for The Lonesome Ghosts, a short that united Mickey, Donald, and Goofy as professional ghost hunters. It pushed the limits of visual effects animation and maybe, just maybe, inspired Ghostbusters decades later. By the end of 1937, Walt Disney Productions was operating at full steam. The studio had just completed Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, its first feature-length film, and though the team was exhausted, they were also at the height of their creative confidence. Shorts like The Lonesome Ghosts allowed the Disney animators to flex their storytelling muscles while continuing to test new visual techniques developed during Snow White's production. Lonesome Ghosts was directed by Burt Gillett, a veteran of the studio who also directed The Three Little Pigs in 1933
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf?
and Mickey's Service Station in 1935. The short entered production earlier that year, and it was likely planned for a Halloween debut, but due to its complex effects and production delays, it arrived in theaters on December 24, 1937, just 3 days after the premiere of Snow White. Much of that extra time and cost came from its intricate double exposure photography, which created the transparent, ghostly effects that define the short. Each scene was photographed twice, once for the background and living characters and again for the ghosts, so that the two exposures could be layered together. You can actually spot a few moments where the layers don't quite align, especially in scenes with Donald Duck. This produced faint double lines around his outline. The transparency of the ghosts gave the short a visual sophistication that went far beyond the typical cartoon trickery that they were using in their standard short subjects. This demonstrated the studio's growing command of cinematic effects. The Lonesome Ghosts marked another highlight on the ongoing adventures of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, the studio's most reliable comedy team of the 1930s. The trio first came together as a cohesive team in Mickey's Service Station.
At your service, sir.
You break them, we fix them.
And they continued to find their rhythm on ensemble hits like Mickey's Fire Brigade and Moving Day.
We gotta move.
We gotta move.
We gotta move.
By 1937, their personalities were fully defined. Mickey was their well-meaning leader, Donald was short-tempered and kind of a coward, and Goofy was an accident-prone dreamer.
Something wrong here.
That balance of temperaments became the formula for their chemistry, and the Lonesome Ghosts showcased it at its best. This short was one of their last team-ups as a trio before they would branch off into their own cartoons. One of their remaining team-ups came in Mickey's Trailer.
Well, I brought you down safe and sound.
Within a year, Donald Duck would emerge as Disney's breakout star with Don Donald in 1937. While Goofy would headline his own how-to series by the early 1940s.
There's the pitch, and oh, he dusted him off with the old beanball, folks.
Mickey, meanwhile, began transitioning to a gentler, more everyman role.
And then I let him have it.
The steady studio anchor between the two increasingly eccentric co-stars. All three characters were voiced by their original performers. Walt Disney as Mickey Mouse, Clarence Nash as Donald Duck, and Pinto Colvig as Goofy. Opposite them were four ghostly pranksters whose playful torment drove the story. The ghosts, Jasper, Boo, Moss, and Grub, each had distinct personalities. The smallest ghost, Grub, recognizable for his cigar and deep laugh, was voiced by Billy Bletcher. A Disney regular who was known for playing Pegleg Pete.
Daddy? Oh, gee. He thinks I'm his old man.
And the Big Bad Wolf from The Three Little Pigs in 1933.
I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in.
The other ghosts were reportedly voiced by Jack Bergman, who also voiced the effeminate pirate in King Neptune in 1932.
Yo-ho, blow the man down.
Don Brody, the voice of Pluto's Devil in Mickey's Elephant in 1936.
That's the guy that's taken your place.
And several other Pluto's inner voice roles, and a couple for Donald as well.
Go on, smoke it. It'll put hair on your chest.
And Harry Stanton, who provided the bass voice in the cartoon Melody.
Drink to me only with thine eyes.
All three were part of Disney's regular pool of voice actors during the 1930s. Their work helped bring to life some of the most expressive ghosts in early animation. And when the call finally comes in from that haunted house, the stage is set for one of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy's most atmospheric and technically ambitious adventures yet.
Oh boy, a customer! A customer!
A customer?
The short opens on a stormy night at the Ajax Ghost Exterminator's office, where Mickey, Donald, and Goofy finally get a call, placed by a group of bored ghosts who want to stir up some trouble. The ghosts lure the trio into a creaky old mansion and set about tormenting them with a series of pranks. Inside, the film leans on atmosphere, dark corridors, sudden reveals, and carefully staged bits that play to each character's persona, without turning sinister. A standout is Goofy's interaction with the dresser topped by a mirror.
For a moment, I thought it wasn't me.
The ghost appears only in the reflection, creating a back and forth that calls back to the Marx Brothers mirror routine from Duck Soup in 1933. One especially memorable sound moment is a long drawn-out yawn that ends in a groan when the ghosts first appear. Because of its eerie tone, that effect was later reused in the Disneyland Records 1964 album, Chilling, Thrilling Sounds of the Haunted House. This album was assembled from Disney's sound effects archives. It sold in millions over the years and carried a printed caution that it was not intended for young, impressionable children from 3 to 8. And in the comic pages, there was a near-contemporary connection. About a year before the short's release, Floyd Gottfridson's Mickey Mouse newspaper strip ran the serialized story, Seven Ghosts. Early Lonesome Ghost development reportedly involved Pete holed up in an old house pretending to be a ghost to keep the people and cops away. This strip drew from that idea, with Mickey launching a ghost-busting business and recruiting Donald and Goofy under the business name Acme Detective Agency, sleuthing, shadowing, and ghost exterminating. By the time Lonesome Ghosts was completed, its concept had shifted to actual ghosts. But the screen version's Ajax Ghost Exterminator's name echoes the strip's premise during its original development phase. That comic story was also historically notable as Donald Duck's final appearance in a Mickey Mouse comic strip. Shortly after that, he moved on to his own standalone newspaper series. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into Lonesome Ghosts, click that like button and subscribe. I've got many more stories like this coming your way soon, so don't miss out. And if you're interested in my references, I've linked to the books that I reference in Amazon affiliate links in the description. And if you purchase one of the books or anything else, it'll really support the channel, and I'll be able to continue bringing stories like this your way. As early as September 1937, Disney and RKO were running ads in industry trades like Variety, the Film Daily, and the Motion Picture Herald, promoting the Lonesome Ghosts as an upcoming Mickey Mouse short. When the short premiered on December 24th, 1937, it landed just 3 days after Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and reviewers responded enthusiastically. Motion Picture Herald in December 27, 1937, rated it excellent. The irrepressible Mickey Mouse and his cohorts, Donald Duck and the Goof, provide some extra special fun in this cartoon on ghosts. The ghosts, with all due respect to Mickey, however, steal the show. In the end, the ghost exterminators, floundering around in molasses and flour, present such an awesome spectacle that even the ghosts become scared and flee. Spoiler alert anyone, they just gave away the ending right as the short was being released. The short remained popular for decades. It was re-released in 1963, paired theatrically with The Sword and the Stone, and continued to appear on television specials and home media collections throughout the 20th century. And in the 1970s, Fisher-Price released a toy that was a movie viewer that I actually had when I was a kid. And recently I had to get it again since I've been going through this and remembering a lot of these shorts from my childhood. And I have it right here. One of the things that I loved to do with this was that scene where Mickey is dealing with the ghosts and they'll come out of the door with the water, and then the water disappears in a whirlwind and Mickey ends up spinning on the floor. I used to love to run it forward and backwards to see Mickey spin up and spin down and then spin back up and down, back and forth, over and over again. For some reason, I just got a big kick out of that. Good fun. The Ghosts made an appearance in the House of Mouse episode House Ghost, where they joined the Haunted Mansion spirits in an effort to scare Pete.
Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
They've also appeared in a number of video games, including Mickey Mania, the timeless adventures of Mickey Mouse from 1994, and Epic Mickey. Bringing their mischievous energy to new generations of players. Over the years, the Lonesome Ghosts have often been compared to the movie Ghostbusters. 3 overmatched ghost exterminators facing down prankish spirits in a haunted building. While there's no direct evidence that the Disney short inspired Ghostbusters, the similarities have become a favorite topic among fans and historians alike. And it's hard to deny there's some real similarities between Ghostbusters and Lonesome Ghosts, and even the song Ghostbusters in its line, "I ain't afraid of no ghost,"
I ain't afraid of no ghost,
echoes Goofy's line, "I ain't scared of no ghost."
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
A recent appearance of the ghost from Lonesome Ghosts comes in House Ghosts from 2020, from Paul Rudish's The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse series. This features the ghosts as Mickey naively takes them in after taking pity on them because the neighborhood was trying to exterminate them from a local haunted house.
Hey, Mickey, my man, thanks for letting us crash at your place. We got you a gift as a token of our appreciation.
And even the Disney parks have embraced the legacy. In the queue for Disneyland's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the dresser from Goofy's encounter with the ghost is featured. Occasionally, a ghost appears in the mirror, and one even blows the bellows, making the propeller on the Plane Crazy Plane spin. Lonesome Ghosts wasn't the trio's final adventure, but it stands as one of their most polished and technically ambitious. The short brought together Mickey, Donald, and Goofy at the height of their chemistry. More than just a ghost story, it's a snapshot of a studio pushing boundaries of what animation could do and having a lot of fun doing it. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Disney's spooky side, I'm sure you'll love this next video too. Go ahead and check it out, and I'll see you real soon.